The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has warned it may take legal action against the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over claims linking the agency under President William Ruto to a multi-billion shilling fuel scandal. Kenya's fuel scandal has taken a new turn, and it is no longer just about disputed shipments and alleged irregularities. It is now direct confrontation between former senior government official and the country's top investigative agency. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations, widely known as DCI, has formally responded to remarks made by Rigathi Gachagua. The remarks were delivered during a church service at AIPCA Gakoe in Gatundu North, Kiambu County on April 5th. During the address, Gachagua made a series of allegations. He claimed that the ongoing 4 billion fuel scandal was not what it appeared to be, and according to him, the situation stemmed from the deal that had gone wrong. He further alleged that senior officials currently under investigation were being punished. These officials include the former Petroleum Principal Secretary Mohammed Liban, also named is the former Kenya Pipeline Company Managing Director Joy Sang, and the former Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority Director General Daniel Kipto Bagoria. Gachagua's claims go further. He alleged that these officials had attempted to bypass existing government systems in sourcing fuel. He also made claims about money allegedly recovered from their homes. According to him, the amount in question, 500 million, he suggested that the funds were linked to the fuel scandal and that they had been handed over to President Ruto. These claims have now drawn a strong response, and in an official statement, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations dismissed the allegations, and the agency described them as false, as unfounded and malicious, and the DCI says the statements have no factual basis. It maintains that there is no evidence to support the claims, but about recovered funds or about any involvement of the agency in wrongdoing. According to the DCI, the remarks risks undermining public confidence in key national institution and an institution tasked with enforcing the law, and one that is central to ongoing investigations into the fuel scandal. But the agency response does not stop there. It has also confirmed that it is reviewing the full extent of Gachagua's statements. This includes remarks delivered in the Gikuyu language during the same event, and investigators are assessing whether any of the statements may violate the law, specifically the National Cohesion and Integration Act. This law addresses issues related to hate speech and national unity, and the DCI says it will not hesitate to act if any violations are established, and it has emphasized that the law applies equally to all individuals, regardless of their position or status. This development adds a legal dimension to an already complex situation, and it raises the stakes for all those involved. At the same time, the broader fuel scandal continues to unfold, and earlier on the same day, President William Ruto addressed the same issue publicly. He pledged that all individuals implicated in the scandal would face the full force of the law, and these remarks signal a firm stance from the highest level of government, and they underscore the seriousness of the matter. At the center of the investigation, allegations of manipulation. Authorities now believe that fuel stock data may have been altered. The goal, investigators suspect, was to create the appearance of a shortage, and such a shortage could then justify an emergency fuel imports that fall outside the official government-to-government or G-to-G framework, and these emergency imports are now under scrutiny. Reports indicate that the fuel in question may have been substandard, and there is also concerns that it was procured at inflated prices. If confirmed, these findings would have significant implications, not just for those directly involved, but for the integrity of Kenya's fuel supply system and for the public trust. Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi has also weighed in, and his ministry has been under pressure in recent days. Calls for accountability have been growing, And in response, the cabinet secretary confirmed that action has already been taken and a second fuel shipment similar to the one under investigation was halted. The decision was made after concerns emerged about the initial cargo, and according to the ministry, this step was necessary. It was taken to protect the public interest and to prevent further risk. Even so, questions remain. How did the initial shipment proceed? Were oversight mechanisms bypassed? And who is ultimately responsible? These are the questions investigators are now working to answer, and for the public, the issue goes beyond politics. Fuel affects daily life, it affects transport, food prices, the cost of doing business, and any irregularities in its supply can have wide-reaching consequences. That is why the unfolding events are being closely watched, and the involvement of high-profile individuals adds to the attention. So does the exchange between Gachagua and the DCI. It reflects the deeper tensions between political narratives and the institutional processes. As the investigations continue, the focus will remain on evidence, on facts, and on accountability, and DCI says it is committed to a professional and independent process. It insists that its work will not be influenced by public statements or by political pressure, and for now the situation remains fluid. Investigations are ongoing, statements are being reviewed, and the legal implications are still being assessed. What is clear is that the outcome of this case will matter. It will shape public confidence in institutions, in leadership, and in the systems that manage critical national resources. As claims and counterclaims continue to unfold, the truth behind Kenya's fuel scandal now rests not in the words but in the weight of the evidence and the rule of law. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media, and kindly if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content, and also hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring and upload new content.